Cops, what is the stupidest thing you've seen someone do to cover up a crime? I've been working patrol for 8 years in suburban Toledo, and I've seen plenty of dumb criminals, but Jessica Martinez takes the cake for turning a misdemeanor into a felony through sheer stupidity. This happened about 3 years ago during a particularly slow Tuesday in September. I got dispatched to a burglary call on Maple Street. Nice neighborhood, mostly two-story colonials with well-maintained lawns and those little decorative mailboxes that scream middle-class suburbia. The homeowners, Robert and Linda Hoffman, had just returned from a week-long cruise to find their front door unlocked and their house reeking of bleach. Not the pleasant someone just clean smell, but that overwhelming chemical burn that hits you like a slap in the face. Linda was standing on the front porch in tears while Robert was on his phone with their insurance company. "Officer, we don't understand what happened," Linda told me as I approached. "Jessica was supposed to be watching the house, feeding our cat, collecting mail. She seems so responsible." Jessica Walsh was the 24-year-old daughter of their next-door neighbor, Carol Walsh. Jessica had house sat for the Hoffmans twice before without incident. She was supposed to check on their tabby cat, Mr. Whiskers, and make sure everything looked normal while they were gone. The moment I walked inside, my eyes started watering. The bleach smell was so strong I had to step back outside for fresh air. When I finally made it through the front door, I could see why. Someone had literally poured bleach everywhere. The hardwood floors in the living room and dining room had white streaks and discoloration running across them like abstract art. The walls showed splatter patterns where bleach had been thrown or sprayed. The Persian rug in the living room looked like someone had tie-dyed it with industrial chemicals. Even the leather couch had bleach stains across the cushions. But here's the weird part. It wasn't random vandalism. Someone had clearly tried to target specific areas. There were heavy concentrations of bleach around door handles, light switches, the coffee table, and anywhere else someone might naturally touch. It looked like someone had watched too many episodes of CSI and thought they were being clever about destroying evidence. The missing items were pretty obvious once we started looking around. An ornate silver tea set that normally sat on the dining room sideboard was gone. Linda's jewelry box from the master bedroom was empty. She estimated about $3,000 worth of rings, necklaces, and earrings. A few other small valuable items were missing, but nothing major. Classic grab-and-go theft focusing on easily portable, valuable items. I asked the Hoffmans about Jessica's background. Turns out she'd been struggling with drug problems for the past year. Mostly pills, according to Carol. She'd been in and out of rehab twice and was supposed to be clean, which is why the Hoffmans felt comfortable having her house sit. We went next door to talk to Jessica. Carol answered, looking embarrassed and worried. "She's not here, officer. She's been acting strange since yesterday, paranoid and twitchy. She left this morning and hasn't been back." I asked Carol if Jessica had access to their house during the week. She confirmed that Jessica had the spare key and was supposed to check on things daily. "Did she seem high or intoxicated when you saw her yesterday?" I asked. Carol nodded sadly. "I think she's using again. Her pupils were all wrong, and she kept talking about how she needed to be more careful about things." The next step was obvious. Check local pawn shops. In smaller cities like Toledo, there aren't that many places to quickly offload stolen jewelry and silver. I started with Murphy's Pawn on Monroe Street, about 6 blocks from the Hoffman house. Bingo. The owner, Dave Murphy, recognized Jessica immediately from her driver's license photo. She'd come in around 10 a.m. the previous day, the same day the Hoffmans were supposed to return, trying to sell a silver tea set and several pieces of jewelry. "I almost didn't take it," Dave told me. "She was acting really nervous, kept looking around like someone was following her, but the stuff was nice, and she had ID, so I gave her $400 for the lot." Dave pulled out the paperwork. Jessica had used her real name and address, provided her actual driver's license, and even gave her real phone number. She'd essentially created a perfect paper trail leading directly back to herself. "You sent." But the real kicker came when we finally tracked Jessica down at a friend's apartment on the south side of town. When I arrested her, she immediately started crying and confessing. "I didn't mean for it to get so bad, officer. I just needed money for pills, and I thought I could take a few things and they'd never notice. But then I remembered all those crime shows where they catch people from fingerprints, so I got bleach from under their kitchen sink and tried to clean everywhere I touched." Jessica had basically turned a theft charge that might have gotten her probation into felony destruction of property. The Hoffman's insurance adjuster estimated $12,000 in damage to the floors, walls, and furnishings. Combined with the original theft, Jessica was looking at serious felony charges instead of a misdemeanor. The worst part? She'd left perfect fingerprints on the bleach bottle.